Ma'am, good morning. Good evening, ma'am. Akila,
Good evening, ma'am. Start பண்ணிடலாமா?
ma'am, Akila, ma'am.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Start பண்ணிடலாம்.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Program. Today's topic is methods and approaches in writing research article. That is Dr. D Akila, Professor, Department of Computer Science, going to share knowledge. Shah Bibi, Head of the Department of Computer Science, to deliver. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good evening and a warm welcome to one and all present here. I am Dr. P. Kalista Bibi, Head in Charge in Department of Computer Application, New Prince Sri Bhavani Arts and Science College. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome on the 6th day of Faculty Development Program on Advanced Methodology for Research and Quality Publication. I am Thiru K. Lohanathan, Vice Chairman, Mr. L. Naveen Prasad, Director Admin, Dr. M. Prabhakaran, Director Academic, Dr. V. Karnanidhi, and our beloved Principal, Dr. V. Uma Devi, for their support and guidance in conducting this national level faculty development program. Happy to welcome all professors, research scholars, and all participants, institutions, and universities for today's session on topic method. I am very much delighted to welcome and introduce our today research person, Dr. D Akila, Professor, Department of Computer Application, Saveetha College of Liberal Arts and Science, SIMATS, deemed to be University, Thandalam, Chennai. She is having more than 15 years of teaching experience in both UG and PG level. Madam has completed has her postdoctoral fellow in computer science from from Lincoln University College, Malaysia. Her research interest includes data mining, big data analysis, cloud computing, image processing, knowledge based system, and web information exploration. She has produced two MPhil scholars and five PhD scholars, and four PhD research scholars are pursuing under her guidance and supervision. She has published more than 75 research papers in various international journals such as Scopus, Springers, and UGC referred journals. She also authored six books. She serves as an editorial board member, technical committee reviewer in many international journals for Springers, and also as an international committee member towards international conference conducted in association with IEEE, Springers, and Scopus. She received Lifetime Achievement Award towards the outstanding contribution in education by National IT Cyber Security Research Association, Government of India. Achiever Award 2019 towards outstanding contribution in the field of education from Feminine Foundation, an excellent teacher in information technology, Global Out Research Education Award 2019 from New Delhi. We sincerely appreciate your presence during a busy schedule, ma'am. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I hand over the session to our chief guest.
Yes, thank you so much, Kalista ma'am, for the wonderful introduction. Is it audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Is it clear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so good evening, one and all present here. First of all, I'd like to appreciate the IQAC team and the management of New Prince Bhavani Arts and Science College for taking this much of efforts for encouraging the faculty members and other research scholars to come to have such FDPs in your college. And really, this is a wonderful thing because you have organized a FTP, the two 1 week faculty development program. I think 6 days, right? Usually, all the colleges will conduct maximum 5 days, but I think this is the first one I heard for 6 weeks. So it's a great effort. I could understand in between your busy schedule with the classes, you're also focusing on the research and the research focus uh, for your scholars and also your faculty members. Really, this is a great thing. And the topic also advanced methodology for research and quality publications. Really, I just impressed. Um, Thank you for the opportunity given, and I feel very great to be part of this 6 days faculty development program organized by New Prince Shri Bhavani Arts and Science. I thank personally the principal madam and management and all the faculty members who gave the chance for a part of this event. Thank you so much. So I think uh, let me start with the title. Shall I present the screen now?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. You're able to see my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. So today I'm going to have this session in the topic methods and approaches in writing the research articles. Actually, before getting into the core topic research article, actually this is my part, no, research article. So before getting into the main core research article writing, I'd like to share something about research. I think that for the last 5 days, all the resource persons shared about the research. You people will be well and good with research more than us. That will be grateful. Okay. Anyway, this is a small thing I'd like to share with you. Actually, research is seeing what everybody else has seen and thinking what nobody else has thought. This is a saying by Albert St. Gorgi, a Hungarian pharmacologist. Actually, he is a Nobel Prize winner long back in for medicine, for physiology. So, actually, based on this, if you see now, research is seeing what everybody else has seen and thinking what nobody else has thought. So, always research, we must think differently. That is a point he wants to deliver us. And no research without action, and no action without research. So, this is main keyword that should be in our mind when we are going to get into the research area. So, again, I want to repeat you, no research without action, and no action without research. The main thing. Fine. See, the word research now, it is originated from the old French word researcher, 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 meaning that the search and search again, not a single search and search again. It literally implies repeating a search for something and implicitly assumes that earlier search was not exhaustive and complete, in the sense there is still some scope of improvement, still more and more, more and more, right? So always we should scope for the improvement. There we starts the research. Okay, so the research is a common thing. This is a parlance that refers to search for knowledge. Actually, whatever we read, whatever we do, whatever the things we saw around our day-to-day activities, we are seeing many things, no, in and around our house also. So we will get some knowledge based on that. So in the research also, research is something different, right? So in the research, we will get more knowledge, and we have to search and again, search and search. Excuse. Okay. In fact, research is an art of scientific investigation. We can tell research as an art of scientific investigation. So in the slide, I have given one small definition for this research. Research is a systematic collection, analysis, and interpretation of data to answer a certain questions or to solve a problem. Okay, so wherever we go, we have problems in the house also, and outside areas also, we have many problems. So, how to face a problem? This is our real world, that is a real time problem for us. But there also we have to do some research to overcome all the difficulties, whatever we face in the families and around the society. And this is something to get the knowledge and to answer certain questions, we have to do some research. That is systematic collection, through the systematic collection, analysis, and interpretation of data. So here we have given one word systematic, right? Why we have given that? That they have mentioned it. I have taken this definition from the Google only. So why they have given this term systematic means, because it follows certain steps that are logical in order. Okay, so certain things should be done very systematically. That is order, in order. That is what we have telling that term. We are given that term systematic, right? Fine. So systematic means in order, logical in order. So some of the steps that involved in this systematic order is, first of all, we should understand the nature of the problem. So whatever the research area is, so in our FDP, uh, there is many research scholars and faculty members from different streams. You may be participating in this session. So my presentation, being a computer science faculty, maybe I will concentrate more on computer science area, but I'll try to cover commonly. Okay, right. So whatever the area is, we have to understand the nature of the problem to be study and identify the related area of knowledge. This is the first one. And second one, reviewing the literature. The whatever done, history ரொம்ப முக்கியம்ப்பா, right? we will we have some dialects na, like சரித்திரம் ரொம்ப முக்கியம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, right? So review literature to understand how others have approached, okay, or dealt with that problem, how they have dealt with this problem, and based on that how we are going to do is the next step. Okay, so based on that we are going to approach our own solution for the same problem. So third one is collecting data based on that organized or controlled manner. This is the third one. And finally, we have to analyze the data appropriate to the problem. This is our thing. then drawing the conclusion and making generalization. So these are the steps that we have to follow to have the systematic collection, so that finally the research will be very successful. Fine. So in this picture, you can that is in this slide, you can see one thing, that a person is thinking about, what is a solution, or where we have to go, in which path we have to choose. Like, the person is thinking about the queries. Okay, right. The next one, I'd like to share something about purpose of research. So we have exploratory, descriptive, and explanatory. Three purposes we have. So there is three perspectives of research. Fine. Okay. The first one, exploratory, means what? It The name itself implies that it terms merely they explore some research questions and does not intend to offer final solutions or conclusive solution to existing problems. Just it is a um, just it will explore the research questions. This type of research is usually conducted to study a problem that has not been clearly defined it. So something is there, we are going to research on it. Like, we won't get a final conclusion for this type of issues, right? Problems. So this is exploratory. And second one, descriptive types of research is the one. It focuses by throwing more light on the current issues through a process of data collection. So, data collection is the main thing in the case of the descriptive research, and it is used to describe the behavior of sample population. So, data collection means obviously we'll be having the samples. So, it's a sample based behavior of the sample population. And in this descriptive research, only one variable, anything that may be quantity or quality, that is varies, is required to conduct a study. Okay. So three main purpose of this descriptive research are describing, explaining, and validating the findings. So this is the main purpose of having this type of research. And finally, we have descriptive research. It Finally, we have explanatory research. Explanatory research or casual research. So we can have one more term, that is a casual. You can say it as a casual research conductor to understand the impact of certain changes in the existing procedures, existing standard procedure. Already we are following something. So how to overcome this? This is the one which we are normally doing. Most of the people are following this type of research only. Uh, um, in my experience, I have seen nearly 60% of the research scholars are going in this way, explanatory research only. Fine. So I have given a tabular column which gives a difference between this exploratory, descriptive, and explanatory researches based on the approaches, in which way it is going to be, and the time also. So the approaches here in sequence, it is unstructured, structured, highly structured, and descriptive research, it is approach based, and finally it is unstructured, structured, and highly structured. Similarly, we have for conducted through by asking question, that is by hypothesis, and here also the same. And time means it early stage of decision. So when we are going to have this type of researches, like they have predicted this one. Okay. The next one, it is quantitative and qualitative research. We have two types of research. So quantitative and qualitative. So in quantitative type of research, we have structured data, statistical analysis, and objective conclusions, and surveys, experiments, etc. And in case of qualitative research, we have unstructured data, summary, subjective conclusions, interviews, focus groups, observations, etc. Right? Okay. So simply to put, quantitative research is all about numbers and figures. It is used for quantify opinions, attitude, behaviors, and other defined variables with goal to support hypothesis about specific phenomenon. Right? Okay. Um, Whereas the qualitative research is a process of collecting, analyzing, and interpreting non-numerical data. You can say an example as a language. So, in qualitative research, it can be used to understand how an individual can subjectively perceives and gives a meaning for the social reality. So, this is about the qualitative research. Okay. So, Can notice that qualitative data could be much more than just words or text, photographs, videos, sounds, recordings, and so on can be considered as a qualitative data. Okay. The next one is about the research cycle. Research cycle you can see in this slide. First one, discover. That is, we are starting from here. Discover, gather an analysis, write and publish. This is that is our session area. And then share, impact, and think and plan. Like it's a circular thing only. Again and again, it is repeating. Research cycle is again from this we can discover something, and again it will go accordingly. Gather an analysis, write and publish. So it will not stop at any point because research will always extends. Search and search. In the beginning itself, I said one statement: search and search. Okay, so that is what the figure is interpreting. So first of all, discover. So full systematic literature review can be done here. You can use a range of sources, including Google Scholar, academic databases, and other field-specific resources. Using this, we can have lots of literature review. Through that, we can discover some things. That's what the Google Scholar academic databases are used. Remember, this literature review is an iterative process. You can revisit both your literature search and the result frequently during your study. Okay, right. The review should allow you to place your research in the wider context and demonstrate the connections with existing research in the field. It should be distinguished what research has already been done and allow you to identify how your research will contribute the new knowledge. Fine. So this is all about the main area which focuses is about the literature review. Okay. So you can have Google Scholar as a base. So this, as a personal thing, as a startup, you can use Google Scholar for the literature review. It will help a lot. So second thing, gather an analysis. So after planning your research, what we will do, we will get into a good overview of choosing the field. This is the second part, right? First planning and then getting into good overview of your chosen field. It is time to gather the data and analysis. So only if you gather the data, we can analysis, or else we won't have that part. So data is wealth here, and through methods and methodologies, we can interpret the data also. So here we have some statistical packages, data collections, and analysis tools for having all these things. We should have this research data management, which helps with findings and storing, sharing data, and how to avoid data management. So like issues, like we have many issues in case of data management that can be avoided in this stage. And we should have this critical thinking also. That means um, we have to think in a different way to handle the issues in an effective way. And the next one is to write and publish. So we have done our part. Keeping it with ourselves will not give anything to our work and also for us. So always, once the work is over, we have to go for publication. Sharing ideas is at the heart of scholarship, right? It's like getting scholarship. After when you have spent so much of time gathering and analyzing your data, you will want to finding your reach a large an audience as possible, right? So always if we are doing anything that should be projected to the audience only, then we will get. See, we have selfish things also in this projection because we will get some new ideas if we publish the content to. Excuse me. So we will get some positive ideas also. If we get some criticism also from the audience, that we have to take it as a in a positive way, and we can make some corrections works, updations, revisions in the same paper, which will make the results in a great way, effective way. It may produce some results in a better way, right? So always we must take the comments in a positive way. So whenever you decide to publish now, make sure you protect yourself by understanding your rights and responsibilities under copyright, because it is very important to know about the copyrights. And writing and publishing in the journal articles or conference papers or reviews, whatever it is, the excellent way to grow and strengthen your research. That is the only thing in when the conference paper, journal, whatever the variety is, we have to publish it. Only then we will get the impact. Okay, and we have ORCID, Orchid ID. In short, we will say Orchid ID, ORCID. Don't forget to make to have ORCID, because it will be helpful for researchers to reach different people, because more number of researchers are referring this research gate and ORCID for getting the articles. So you can publish, once published, it can be registered through ORCID. So it will be very helpful. And the next one is share impact. So you may think that the research is finished after you have written and published your work. So everything is over. We have published. The paper is published. So everything is over means we can stop. No, no, not at all. So it is a cycle. As I said, it is a cycle. We have to do again and again. It extends always. So it is very important to understand the research work, that is research journey, and we have to share the thoughts in formal channels and also in a informal channels, so as bloggings, and we have some network academic networks also for increasing the standards and practices. Okay, so automatically large number of viewers, that is researchers, will refer your papers, so we will get some impact of our research over the area. Okay. um Also, one more thing, while you're sharing your research in an open media, that is through ResearchGate or ORCID or any of the platforms, you will get some collaborations also. People, those are very interested in the same platform, they may search for the people who is very interested in their work. So if they want to have the collaboration, or if you want to have the collaboration with those people, you can contact them directly and you can have a collaboration, and you can go for some research works also. That is, research proposals can be submitted, and funding, the next step to get the funding, no, research funding, right? So research funding proposal can be written and you can go for that also. So this is one way, that is positive way to get the collaboration from uh, different people from different area of the world, that is different dispersed areas of the world. Okay, right. So the next one, think and plan. Research projects, the next, as I said, research funding projects requires thinking and planning for timely, effective delivery. So that is very important. See, in case of our own research, we can sit and do for years and years. But if we are under some compulsion that we have to complete our project on time, then we have to consider about the effective delivery also. Effective delivery also. So, with the data accumulation via key literature and project plans given earlier through how you are going to control your data, both project data in order to fulfill our funder requirements also, and bibliographical references for the final write-up and publishing. Everything can be handled in a getaway, and we have this research governance impacts on all our research plans. So this is better to that is what we are telling, that sharing is very important and we have to think and plan accordingly. So without any delay, let us get into the next slide. How to write the research paper. Okay. So writing research paper, this is a main uh, uh, area in the research cycle where we are publishing our paper to the world. Okay, we are till then it is under our control, it is our area, that is inside the home. Once it is coming out of the home means it is public to everyone, and anyone can read the paper. Okay, so as I said, our paper will get publicity, our research work will get publicity. Through that we will get some criticisms and also positive comments. We should take it in a positive way, and we have to take it in the take it to the next level. So part of the scientist's job is to publish the research. Okay, so this is the first one. So whoever it is, not only for scientists, for everyone, we have to publish the research work. In fact, some could argue that your experiment is only complete once you have published the results. No, see, even in the PhD programs and all, if you are completing your work, they won't accept it. Even the DC members will accept the work, guide will accept the work, the people who are under the team, everybody will accept the work. But the only criteria which we have to satisfy is you have to publish your work is on ACA indexing journals or under Scopus index journals, or you have to present your paper in an international conference. Like they are giving lot of basic eligibility. Why they are giving that publicity, that is basic eligibility? Now, this is the reason. If we are publishing the paper to the outside world, definitely not only us, the DC members and the research supervisor and the dean comments is not enough for them. The worldwide comments they are expecting, that is the outside researchers and outside people or outside experts, they may give the comments for your research. So through that, we can understand whether this work is okay or not. So that is what they are expecting to you to publish the work in good Scopus channels and also in conferences. Okay. So in addition, publishing is essential for the researcher career. It as it validates the research. That is the point. It validates the research and opens the door for funding and employment also. So if the work is done by someone, okay, let us consider one research scholar is doing one work, that's one research work on a particular topic. If one person is approaching that, there is a, like let us consider she or he is representing the paper in a conference, and they are very much impressed about the topic or the presentation which is done by the research scholar. Immediately what they will do, this person is very good and he is presenting well and the work done was very nice. So as we have the same research funding opportunity in this area, why don't we recruit that person? Like we will be having some opportunities from outside world also. So always it is good to go for publication immediately after completing our research work. So remember to set aside half an hour each day to write and continue your research work. That is a better, but no one is following. Even myself, no one can sit half an hour in a day for writing the research paper. But people are telling that it is a good practice to sit half an hour for contributing a research paper. This habit will make you writing manageable and keep you focused also. So we will be having some continuity, right? So the purpose of writing the papers is, as a given, to communicate new scientific findings, and scientific writing must be proper English. Okay, that we have to be keep in mind, and it should be clear, simple, and well ordered communication to transmit the new scientific findings. Okay, the next slide. I'm going to explain you about different types of research papers. So first, let us see what are the papers. Crisply, I will explain you. I will not take so much of time. So first one, augmentative research papers. See, this presents two sides of controversial issue in one paper. It is aimed at getting a reader on side of your point of view. You should include and cite findings and arguments of different researchers on both sides of issues, but then favor one side over the other and try to persuade the reader of your side. Like these are that, two sides will be there. We have to justify two sides also. Two sides. So your argument should not be too emotional through they still need to support with the logical facts and statistical data. Fine. So this is about the argumentative. And the next one is about the analytical paper. An analytical research paper, you pose a question and then collect the relevant data from other researchers to analyze their different viewpoints. It's like a literature review only. We have to gather things. You focus on the findings and conclusion of other researchers and then make a personal conclusion about the topic. So it is important to say neutral and not shown your own negative or positive position on the matter. See, this is very a critical thing also. So finally, we have to give a conclusion. We should not be that is own negative thing also, and also positive position on the matter. Okay. So in a convincing way, we have to present our paper. Okay. So the next one is about the interpretative paper. Interpretative paper is the one which requires you to use the knowledge that you have gained from the particular case study. Okay, it's all about the case study. And the definition paper, because different stream faculty members may be participating in this faculty development program. That's what I have given all types of research papers. Okay, I should start with definition paper, right? So definition paper is solely describes the facts and also the objective arguments without using any personal emotions or opinions or of the author. It should be something generally. And the next one, compare and contrast. It is used to analyze the difference between the two viewpoints, authors, subjects, and stories, whatever it is, but it should shows the difference between the two viewpoints. The next one is about cause and effects paper. It is usually the first type of research paper that, but it is something college students and high school they are writing some papers, why, what. So based on that, they will write simple papers only. So they will not go very in depth and they will not do some research works and all. Just they will explain why and what. So this types of paper is called cause and effect paper. And experimental research papers, right? We know very well it's a type of research paper. It basically describes about the particular experiment in detail. Okay, it's commonly done by biological, chemistry, and physics people. They will do a lot of experiments now. So they will explain all their experiment in this type of papers. So their approaches, their papers will be termed as experimental research paper. And finally, we are well and good with survey research papers. It's also like taking the literature review and concluding. And these is the various steps that involved in writing a paper. See, you can see the title, author, abstract, keywords, and the next one, introduction, methods, results, discussions and conclusions, and finally references. So the introduction is about why, methods, how, results, what, discussion and conclusion, so what. Okay, so from this picture you can see so what area depicts what. Okay, right. So let me explain one by one. So your research paper should be like telling a story to a uh, not to a child, to a person, to a peer person. Okay, right. Your child means it will be very basic, no? That's what I didn't use that word child. So your research paper always you should have it in my mind while writing the research paper that it should be like a story. It should like starting from the title, then authors, abstracts, keywords. This is the narration we have to do. Okay. So what you found, how it advances your research for like we have to do one by one. It is very important to follow the structure of research paper while writing. See the widely adopted structure that research paper mostly follow is IMR-AD. Okay, IMR, that is IMRAD like format. IMRAD in short, we'll see it as a IMRAD format. That means IMRAD standards. It stands for Introduction, Method, Results, and Discussion. Nothing but the top introduction, method, result, discussion. These four only they are. In short, they are termed as IMRAD format. Okay. Additional requirements from journals includes abstract keywords, acknowledgements, and all. Okay, so the basic need for writing a paper is starts from introduction to discussions and conclusions only. These are the things which are expected by the journals. Okay, that is where we are going to publish our papers. Okay, The next one, how to prepare the title for our paper. See, when a reader, how important this, you must know how important this giving title. Simply, we can say, see, the results and discussions are very important, or introduction is very important, conclusion is very important. Anybody can say anything, but the title is the one which gives major impact for a paper, because where the people will search the paper based on the title only. That is, the Google will give uh, the results based on the title first. Then only it will go for the interior things. So when a reader browses through the table of contents of a journal or any other contents, now it is first one we will get the title, and then only the face of the paper. Okay, hence it needs to be very simple. It should be direct, accurate, appropriate. We can say anything. It should be interesting. Okay, and it should be very simple that everybody can keep in their mind. Okay, it should be catchy also, and it should have just enough details, not too much. Unwantedly, we should not include any words into the title. So it should be simple, and unwanted things should be avoided. That is very important. Okay. So here in this slide, I have mentioned make list of most important keywords. So based on the keywords, we can prepare the title very easily, because all the keywords that should be included into the, not all the keywords, but maximum keywords which we are meaning very important, that can be included in the title, so that very people can refer this paper very easily while searching for the same area. And it should contain, that is, think of a title that contains these words. Okay, so could state the conclusion of the paper. The title never contains the abbreviations. Always expansion should be given. Chemical formulas, proprietary names or jargons, water with these, and these are the things should not be mentioned in the title. And rethink of the title before submitting the paper. Be very careful about the grammatical errors, and avoid using the word using. But you can see this word using in many of the titles, so try to avoid this word using. So the next thing is, see how important, this is title is the one which is like giving the name for a child. Okay, newborn child. So that much importance should be given for a paper title also. So some of the, see, we have a checklist also, but I have missed to give this slide. Okay, right. So author affiliation. Author affiliation, you know very well the authors you are writing, or who are all involved in that paper preparation. Uh, those authors' names should be listed under the title. Okay, so the university or institution where each author's work. Suppose three authors are involved in that particular work, then all the three authors' names should be mentioned. And based upon the work they done, and it is understanding between the authors also, who is the first author, second author, and third author. And normally, in based on the APA score, nowadays all the colleges are following that the full credits are given to the first author and second author only, and for the third author, fourth and third and all, no one is considering about the work. So always go for the first author or second author. That is better for our growth also. Okay, and can normally make changes to the affiliation after the journal accepts your articles. Yes, till acceptance, uh, till the acceptance of our paper, the author details can be changed. Suppose one person may change the affiliation, that is, he or she may shift over to some other colleges. In such case, we can change the affiliation before acceptance. Once it is accepted, no changes in the matter of author, in the order of authors also. Whatever it is, we have to done before it. So please, and you know very well how to give an affiliation. Normally, in most of the journals, we are giving our name, and in Springer and all, we are not mentioning about our doctor and all. The Springer or that is good publishers, they are not considering about doctor or Mister or whatever it is. They are just want our name only. Okay. See, some of our colleagues, they used to ask me, "Ma'am, why you are not putting this doctor before the author name? I have completed my PhD after a lot of struggles. So why don't you put Dr. M? I am ready to put Dr. M, but the Springer won't accept it. Okay, simply we have to mention our name. And nowadays, before 3 years or 4 years now, they accepted our designation also. That is, we used to give associate professor or professor and all. Nowadays, that thing also eliminated from that part affiliation. Most of the journals, we are not mentioning associate professor or professor. Just we are mentioning that department name followed by our institution name. That is very important. And mail ID, finally, mail ID should be given. Mail ID, it is better to follow a common mail ID for all the publications. It is better. Okay, right. So the next one is about the abstract. The abstract, it is a summary or a synopsis of a full research paper. On seeing the abstract itself, one person can understand what is the work, what is the result, what is the core work done by the researcher. That is in the articles what they have explained further. So, and also it needs to have similar characteristics like title also. Some characteristics we have discussed for title, giving title for a research work. No, the same can be practiced for having the abstract also. It needs to be simple, direct, specific, functional, clear. Okay, so it should be concise also, right? Okay, so this abstract is to extract and summarize absolutely what we have done. Okay, and there should not be any references in the abstracts. We should not give any references in the area of abstract. Even introduction and all okay, but in the abstract area, it is not advisable to give any references. It is absolutely our own words. We are not supposed to give any references. So it is better to have simple language and phrases, and information should be very informative, cohesive, and adhering to the structure. Okay, it should be an independent, standalone, and it should be complete, honest, balanced, precise. So these are the words which can explain the importance of giving the abstract. I'm sorry. And it is better, so it depends upon the journals also to follow the number of wordings in for abstract. Usually we will give 250 words maximum 250 words. And non-standard abbreviations, it can be avoided. Okay, the passive voice can be avoided, and appropriate keywords. So finally, after giving all this information inside the abstract, finally below the abstract we have to mention 3 to 5 keywords at least for the paper. Okay, so the keywords is very important because based on that only, as we discussed earlier, when the terms are given for the searching purpose, our paper should be listed in the Google search. Okay, for that purpose only we are giving keywords, very important keywords. Based on that, our paper will be given importance. The next one, this is the one which is like a checklist. Okay, we have discussed already, so I am skipping that slide. So introduction is, it is a one to present your topic and get the readers interested. Okay, so this is a one which gives a detailed explanation about the abstract. The abstract is a concise one, and this is a very explanatory one. That is a difference. And it provides a background or summarize existing researches, what we call it as literature review, and positioning your own approach. See, in some of the articles they have mentioned this introduction and review literature in a separate way. Okay, existing works or review literature, they'll be giving in us different sections also. In some of the papers we can combine together introduction and review together. Okay, so detail of your research problems, objectives, we can say it is as an objectives, and we have any limitations also that can be explained in the introduction section. And overview of the paper structure. Finally we have to give all, after having all these 4 categories, finally we have to give our own paper structure, what we have followed further. So based upon that, the person will get, who is reading that article, na, he or she may get some idea about the paper. So that's what we have to give the paper structures also. So the main objectives that we have to follow is the SMART. Smart means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time constrained. Okay, right. So methodologies has to be explained. It consists of several methods involved in the process of finding valid answer. So it depends upon the work what we are doing. Okay. So the research methodology is very important. So I have included some review literature slides also. So what is review literature? It is we can take a reference from the scientific articles, books, tradition, medical journals, dissertations, whatever it is. And primary literature, secondary literature, tertiary literature. We have three categories. So original research or the new scientific discoveries, immediate results and research effect. Actually, these are the things that comes under the primary literature. You can see here the dissertation, original research published in journals, everything that is our own research works will comes under primary literature only. And the second one is the secondary one, secondary literature, summarizes and synthesis of primary literatures, usually broader and less current than the primary literature. And the third one is about the textbooks, dictionaries, encyclopedias, handbooks, and all. Okay, right. Three types of literatures we have. Okay, so the limitations, the formulation of research aims and objectives. Okay, so you might have the formulated research aims and objectives too broadly. So this is one of the important things that we have to mention in the introduction section. We have to discuss about the data collection methods, what is the size of the data, where we have collected. Okay, so lack of previous studies in the research area, scope of discussions. So because the people will face the difficulties in these areas only when the research is going on. Definitely we'll be having some problems in these areas. So limitations can be mentioned in based on this areas. And for this results and discussion, next part is the results discussion and conclusions. So what is the difference between these three? Uh, the result is the one empirical findings of the research method used, and discussion it is like an interpretation of above results and findings. Conclusion is about the summary. Okay, so some researchers also include knowledge contribution, research limitations. So these are something that we can or we may exclude this thing also, but some journals may expect this future research recommendations and all. So the result sections, it's very important because through this only they will judge our paper. So explanation and all okay. The results should be very perfect. The research section contains very important part of the paper that describes the observation. So our actual work, what we have done, should be explained in this part. And this section subdivided into three. First one, descriptive from the text, provide us the numerical data of tables and visualization. See, wherever you can search lot of journals, papers, it are very good journal papers. In that, you can see very minimum number of statements in result area. Always they used to visualize the um, pictures like graphs and diagrams. Through that, we can easily understand the observations what they have done in the research. So always prefer charts, that is diagrammatic representations, that is very easy to visualize the results and observations. Okay, all these are arranged in a sequential order to address the question, and for this is the introduction, it depends upon the work they have done. And the thing is, while writing the paper now, usually when as we discussed, if we are sitting a half an hour in a day and we are spending more time in writing the paper means, actually it will go around 25 pages. The full complete length of the paper may extend till 25 papers. But if you if you want to submit a paper in a journal like Scopus or SCA based journals, na, they will give some limitations, and these conferences are too paid. They are expecting only 7 pages to 10 pages for publications. So this IEEE and all, they're expecting only 7 pages. On request, they may accept till 8 pages. And in the Springer, it is 8 to 10 pages. On request, they will accept 10 pages, but the limitation is up to 8 pages. So in that case, we have to reduce the content. We have to visualize the result, reduce the content. Only then the number of pages can be reduced. Okay, and I think hope you all understand what I am trying to deliver. See, the number of pages, if you are giving in a technical, that is writing way, it will be very long. Number of pages will extend. But if you are going for pictures, that is diagrammatic explanation, then the number of lines can be reduced. Automatically, number of pages will get reduced. So this is one of the important limitation while submitting our paper or chapter in conferences and journals. So always keep in mind, instead of, see, one more positive thing in writing the text is that is visualizing the thing, observations and results in a pictorial way, is to reduce the plagiarism. Because if you go for text and all, it will show a lot of plagiarism. It is very tedious to reduce some of the technical terms that we cannot do anything. As it is, we have to mention, if, see, if the name is analysis, we have to mention it as an analysis only. Where I can go instead of analysis, what if the name is Akila, I have to give it as Akila only instead of Akila. Whether any other choice to change the name as it is showing the plagiarism, no way. So I have to show as it is only. So it is better to go for figures, that is presentation as a pictorial, diagrammatic representation, because it is very easy to avoid the plagiarism, and it is very important to keep in mind that pictures also should not be copied from the Google. Okay, so discussions, finally, after results, we should give our discussions. So present your research findings and your analysis of those findings. This section answers these questions. Why do we care about the problems and the results? That is why it is so important. What problems you are trying to solve? How did you go about solving or making the progress of problems? What are the limitations? How much the data is useful for the processing, and what's the answer? So these are the things we have to keep in mind. We have to present it in under the discussions. Conclusion, as it is a summary, it's like an abstract. See, whatever thing we are presenting, we are including under the abstract, the same thing should be repeated in the conclusion in a different way. Okay, so this is going to be, that is going to be. Here we will say all this has been done in this paper. So the presentation will be different, but the thing, the point should be the same. Okay, because only then abstract, it's like a proposal. Conclusion, I have done these things in this paper. So both should be same. So only then it means that it is successfully we have projected our research, and we have given the results and discussion in a perfect way. Okay, so this is where you answer your research question, you make a statement whether your data supported your hypothesis. Like, we have to justify our research work, so in a short way. Okay, that is conclusion. And quoting the reference, this is very very important part of the research articles, because based upon this only the plagiarism will be cited. So it is very important to list the references properly. Okay, right. So citation to appropriate sources shows that you have done your homework and are aware of background and context in which your work fits, and they help link validity to your argument. That means, see, uh, the society or the experts are not telling that we should not copy the content from any resources. Okay, they are not blaming us. You can copy the text from other resources. Okay, we can refer. We should not say that copying. We should refer. We can refer it from other resources. But the thing is, we have to quote the reference properly. If so, they will accept. If not, definitely they will go for the issues. Okay. So by for giving these references, we have lots of format. Usually we have MLA, APA, and Chicago. Like, we have CMS format. MLA is Modern Language Association. APA is American Psychological Association, and third one, Chicago Manual of Style. Okay, so these are commonly we are following this style in lots of journals. APA is very important one. You can have. We should not. It is not compulsory to have all this format on our mind. You can easily have the citation. Hopefully, everybody knows about it. In Google Scholar, we have, see, on giving the title, it will be listed, no? Under that will be two apostrophe like. On clicking that, we'll get certain formats. Not only these three, along with that, we have 7 or 8 formats. So whichever they are expecting in the journals, we can copy it, we can paste it, or if there is any changes, we can make like slight changes. That is enough. So it will be very useful. You can make use of this Google Scholar for citation purpose. And this is that is how we have to give a very simple example to include our paper in reference section. See, first I have listed the journals. Srinath, Saveetha, Akila, Jayalakshmi, Nashrit, Susindran. Like I have listed all the papers who are involved in that paper, followed by comma apostrophe. Each and every token is very important in mentioning the references. Apostrophe satellite image remote, that is the title of the paper, and apostrophe closed, double quotes closed, again comma journal of critical reviews, comma volume in that is issues and year of publication. This is a common format. Usually we will follow for normal journals. Okay, so another example. So in case of book, we have to mention like this. First, see, we should be very conscious about these things also. In some journals, they are expecting this initials HS at the end. In some journals, they are expecting at the beginning. See, here in this journal, I have mentioned clearly, that is S. Jayalakshmi, D. Akila, G. Shashindran. Like I have mentioned prior to the name, but here first name and last name. Here in this case, it is different. Okay, so always make a note on this also, how they are expecting their names. Okay, and EDS also it depends. In some of the journals, they are having this limitation as two. In some of the journals, they may have 5 authors also. After that, they will mention EDS. Okay, right. So then, year of publication, book name, and the press, everything has been mentioned. If it is a book chapter, then again author names followed by year of publication, which handbook we have published, and who has edited that one. Okay, which press, in academic press we have published, in which volume and which page number, everything they have mentioned. If it is a website, simply we have to give the name followed by this link. And if it is a conference proceeding, then the author name followed by the year of publication, the name of the paper, then in which proceedings we have published. Proceedings, in proceedings, some notation they are mentioning in proceedings, but here they have given very simply proceedings of 10th International Conference, Congress of EMG. That is the name of that conference they have conducted, and when it was conducted, and where, followed by the page number details. Okay, right. The next one is about the citation. So I think here we stops with writing the journals, writing the research papers. But even after this research papers writing, this is also very important. So only I've extended the PPT with few things which I want to share with you. Okay, citation is means, suppose one our paper referred by. See, we are referring many papers and we are citing the same under our reference section. No, if some researchers are referencing our paper, then that one reference is mean for one citation. If two researchers are referencing, then it is mean for two citations. Like the citation will extend. I10 means, so you can see this citation I10, H index in Scopus database and Google Scholar and all. So nowadays, in the interviews, college interviews now, while recruiting the people, and for appraisals also, they are considering this H index and I10 only. I10 not a matter, but H index they are meaning a lot. It means a lot for giving the appraisals particularly. So a scholar with H index. So first, let me explain I10. I10 means if my paper is referenced by 10 researchers, that is 10 citation it has been crossed, then I10 will increase by 1. Okay. So if the H index, that is next one, H index. H index means what? If a particular paper is referenced by a particular number of times, then the H index will be the same. Let me explain you with an example. See, in the below example, na, this is an articles 1, 2, 3, 8 till 8. We have this articles, and in the citation, these are the size. First article is referenced for 33 times. Second article for 30. Third one for 20. Like eighth article by 4 times. Okay. So here the H index of this author who has done this work, na, the H index of this author is 6. What it means um, 6 papers are referenced by 6 times. This is the minimum value. Okay, the H index of 6 means that this author has published at least 6 papers that have each received at least 6 citations. Okay, so if you go for 5, then the seventh articles, it goes for 5 citations only. But if you are consider the sixth article, it goes for 6 citations. So till this 6, if you are listing about this articles from 1 to 6, all the 6 articles will have the citations more than 6. That fix the H index value. Okay, right. The next one, the based on the citations, our score will be increased. That is very important. And the abstract indexing databases, where and all our papers can be indexed. In Google Scholar, automatically it will get indexed. We are not, sometimes we just need to include our paper um, in Google Scholar, but maximum 99% it will add automatically if you're creating an account. ResearchGate also. In ResearchGate, it is not here also it will index automatically. That is our paper. If you are publishing now, it will get into the scene very easily. But there is no use in having the reference alone. Always it is better to upload our full paper for others to reference the data. So the citation will get increased very easily. Okay. Scopus, it is a very important as of now. A lot of Scopus journals has been uh, closed. It is closed by the Scopus database. They are not continuing with the very non-quality. They are very much interested with only quality-based research journals only. They are rejecting all the local journals. The next one is about the Thomson Router Vidwan, which is an MHRD, Government of India. I think most of the colleges are following this Vidwan. Based on the Vidwan score, people are judging us. So please go to Vidwan, register your ID, and upload all your details in Vidwan also. Microsoft Academic Research, Academic Paid Service, it's a paid service academic, and European Alliance of Innovation, Mendeley, SSRN. I think lots of database are there. It is better at least to have indexing in Google Scholar, ResearchGate, Scoper, ORCID, Thomson Router, Vidwan, and Mendeley. Of course, it will go because if you are there in the Mendeley, it will automatically go to Bufflon also. So you can go for these also. So at least you can have indexing in 6 databases. So this is something about citation index. Right. Next one. I'm just skipping this slides because it's getting time. Okay. So next one, indexing services. We have a lot of indexing services are there. Web of Sciences, Elsevier Scopus, it's available online. Indian Citation Index. So it is also an online citation. Fine. Okay. This we have some of the things that can be have optional in the research articles. The after conclusion, we can have some appendix also. Okay. So appendix, it is an optional one. If there is a need, we can include or we can exclude that part. So I have given these references. Yeah. So we have print archive also. This print archive is the one we still, I think, myself and Kalista Bibi has published one paper in material sciences. It is under preprint only. That means it won't be given, that is under public, it is accepted for publication, and it won't be given any volume or issued page number details. It is under Preprint means what? Printing process. Still, it is under printing process only. I don't know when it will be online. So if so, these preprints also can be included in our references. It is like a journal papers only. The only thing, the volumes and uh, references, issues, page numbers will not be there. As a preprint, we can include in our references also. So citation is accepted for preprints also. Okay. So choice of a journals, always search the journal based on something. That is, here I have given some of the opinions, which audience, whether it is mathematical, physical, or engineer, the scope the journal should be analyzed, and general interest journal, and do you know somebody from the editorial board. So it is easy to make the paper to get published. Okay, if it is an SCA level journal. Okay, so it is like it's for particularly for max journals. Okay, you please consider about the impact factor also, indexing, consider all these things. And particularly if you go for UGC based journals, there will be a lot of fake journals with a dot, with a C, with the small letters also. There will be some differences. Please go for ISSN number, check whether it is there in the list, and then prefer the journal for submission, or else you please reject it. Okay, so see, the reviewing process and the publication process from acceptance to printing may be very long, 1 to 3 years also in case of the SAA journals. See, nowadays SAA journals are taking at least 8 to 1 year for getting acceptance, and also for publishing the papers it may go another 6 months also. It may vary, depends upon the journal. Okay, right? This Arabian journal and all, now they will take definitely 1 to 3 years for getting published. I don't know how it is going on nowadays. Previously, before few years before, because it is a free journal, it will take some years to publish the paper. But anyway, if it is get accepted, the management and other people, they are accepting, we can include in our resume also. Okay, right. The next one, submission process. Yes, we all know very well, so I don't want to have so much of time with this. Decision will be rejection, major revision, minor revision, acceptance. First two things, it is very tough to have. Minor revision, that means they are accepting. Okay, and acceptance, okay, congratulations, your paper is accepted. And while writing the paper, always please consider about this plagiarism, the practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own. Okay, so that is called plagiarism. And we have some software which, these are some of the software which are used by uh, that is used universally, Turnitin, iThetificate, and the Urkant also. Fine. So we have two types of plagiarism: paraphrased plagiarism and complete plagiarism, self plagiarism. So this self plagiarism, please don't, it is not advisable. Nowadays people are very much conscious about the self plagiarism. In citations also, they won't accept the self plagiarism. Okay, right. This alternating assignments. Okay, you can see there is no matches. If it is 24% means matching the text, and 25 to 49, this is 50% to 74, and 75 to 100, it will show accordingly. Okay. So in the plagiarism maker, we can see what type of, this how much we have copied from that particular reference. Okay, so easily we can identify where they have copied. And thank you for your patience. Wow, thank you for the kind cooperation also. Thank you so much. If you have any queries, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Uh, Participants, you have any doubt? Okay, ma'am. Thanks for your informative section. Ma'am has explained clearly how to publish articles in various journals, right from the abstract to that is end of the appendix. How to frame the objectives, how to identify the problems and importance and limitations of the study, and how to present the diagrammatic presentation in analysis. Ma'am has explained clearly all those things. Now I would like to call Dr. Mahalakshmi, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, to give vote of thanks.
Good evening, all. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this beautiful occasion. First and foremost, I thank our beloved chairman, Thiru K. Loganathan sir, Vice Chairman Mr. L. Naveen Prasad, Director Admin and Director Academic and our Principal Dr. V. Uma for arranging a wonderful one-week FDP on advanced methodology for research and quality publication to Dr. D Akila, Professor, Department of Computer Application from Saveetha University, for making the session a great one. Our speaker clearly explained the concept of methods and approaches in writing research articles, in which she covered the topics of what is research, how to write an article, citation to an article, and checking plagiarism, everything. Previously, we are aware of everything, but now we will get a clear idea of how to proceed. All the speakers have beautifully added to the glory of this event. I am very grateful to all the participants from various institutions for making this event a successful one. Thank you all for your kind cooperation. Once again, I thank you all.
Me the opportunity. I should thank management and the IQAC team, college faculty members for giving the opportunity. I should thank all the participants also for their patient listening. I could see a lot of known faces in this session. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
wonderful session. Thank you. Thank you so much. Shall I be?
Okay,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
participants, here we share the feedback link